The NBA is absolutely terrified of this, as the New York Knicks have made moves thus far this offseason that have been absolute steals for the prices that they have gotten them at, and have built a perfect team for prospective new head coach Mike Brown, who, barring something very surprising, is going to be the next head coach of the New York Knicks, and we're going to break all this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And if you guys are part of the percentage that is not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to subscribe for these daily updates. We are trying to get to that 19, eventually to 20K. We're trying to do it before the season begins. Let's get on that grind. More importantly, let's jump into the video. Also, just now saying, in regards to Mike Brown, I am realizing that this video might come out after it's been announced that Mike Brown is the head coach of the team, depending on when this video comes out. I'm filming this on July 2nd at the beginning of the afternoon. It's probably coming out at some point within the next 24 hours, so we should be good, barring the hiring happens in a few minutes. But let's jump into the video because there is a lot to talk about. Look, the Knicks made some very interesting moves in the offseason. They brought on both Yabusele and Jordan Clarkson onto this team over the first 2 days of the offseason, as the Knicks knew they had one thing that they very much had to target no matter what, and that was the bench unit. The Knicks brought in two veteran players who are very, very talented and fit needs that the Knicks have had to cover, while also building one of the deeper benches in the NBA, and they're still not done yet. We do have some videos on some other moves that are going to be coming based off the whole situation surrounding the Knicks right now, but we'll talk about that when we talk about that. The Knicks are not done with their offseason, but thus far, things look like they're doing exactly what fans were asking for. You don't have to go out and make a flashy trade. You just don't have to. Yeah, if Giannis becomes available for the right price, obviously you make that move and you ask questions later because he's Giannis. But you don't need to make some big move. You could very, very likely just go out there and be like, all right, so we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and we're going to be happy with it, because what we need is a bench. And the Knicks, they have covered that need very, very well. Now, just taking a look at everything thus far, when it comes down to what the Knicks have done this offseason, as Tommy Beer mentioned, next season the Knicks are paying Jordan Clarkson and Yabusele a combined total of $9.3 million. The Cavs are paying Sam Merrill alone $9.5 million with $38 million over 4 years. The Kings are paying Dennis Schroeder $15 million per year for the next 3 years. The Detroit Pistons are paying Duncan Robinson $16 million over the next 3 years, or 2, depending on how Duncan Robinson's contract is not fully guaranteed. But the Knicks got away with absolute robbery. Jordan Clarkson averages more points per game than anyone else on this list. Yabusele is also up there as well. If I'm not mistaken, he is second. So Clarkson and Yabusele have both been absolutely excellent players for this Knicks squad, or will be absolutely excellent players for this Knicks squad, because they have been excellent players prior. Now, I know fans do want to mention the fact that Clarkson has dealt with some injuries in the past. The Knicks do have the best medical staff in basketball. They just won the award for the best medical staff in basketball. Casey Smith has really changed a lot for this team. Jalen Brunson has said it. It's very obvious what he's been able to very sneakily do for this Knicks roster. And it's important to note that, yeah, Clarkson has dealt with injuries, and he does have plantar fasciitis, but at the same time, he is now playing on a smaller role where, at the same time, he is going to have the best medical staff in basketball on his side. So it's something that I'm less worried about than I think most people seem to be at the moment. You look at Jordan Clarkson compared to Dennis Schroeder right now. Clarkson averaged 16.3 points per game last season, along with 3 rebounds and 3.7 assists. The only thing Schroeder did better out of those was assists, getting 5.5 per game. Schroeder also got more steals, and they had the same amount of 0.2 blocks, which doesn't matter. But Clarkson did shoot better from the field, and he shot better from 3. Free throws, Schroeder shot better. Clarkson had a better box plus minus, was still negative, but also he was on a bad team. His effective field goal percentage was higher. The value of a replacement player was a little bit higher. You look at these guys, and you'd imagine that Jordan Clarkson's the one getting paid better, but no, he's not. He's on a minimum deal, while Dennis Schroeder makes $15 million a year for none other than the Sacramento Kings, who used to be coached by this guy. However, then we look at Yabusele and Duncan Robinson, and we're seeing a similar situation here, where Yabusele averaged 11 points, same as Duncan Robinson, but he also put up 5.5 rebounds. He got 2 assists. Robinson is a little bit more on the assist factor, but Yabu had more steals. He had more blocks. He shot better from the field. Unsurprisingly, Duncan Robinson shot better from 3, but not by much. Very, very, 1% more. So that's important to note as well. And yeah, he was a better free throw shooter, but box plus minus, value over replacement player, the more advanced stats, Yabusele did do a better job as well at. So these were steals in free agency. There's no doubt about it. The Knicks pulled off some excellent moves. And what we're looking at is guys who now are going to fill out this Knicks bench beautifully. And the NBA is not going to like this because now things have gotten a lot more dangerous. As mentioned by Tommy Beer, the ways in which Yabusele put up points are noteworthy. He will address the gaps in the Knicks' offensive attack. We know OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges can knock down corner threes, but they both struggled mightily when they stayed from the baseline. Bridges, for instance, shot 42.5% from the corners last season, but just 30.5% from above the break. As a team, New York ranked 27th in total above the break three-point makes during the regular season and shot below 35% in the playoffs. Conversely, Yabusele did much of his damage from that area, shooting a widely impressive 39.5 from above the break on a solid sample size of 200 attempts. And we just look at the way that things have been going for Yabusele when it comes to above the break three-point percentage. He shot 39.5%. Jason Tatum shot 33.7%. LeBron shot 38%. Steph Curry shot 38.8%. Jalen Brunson shot 38%. Devin Booker shot 33%. So some of the great shooters in the league and LeBron James really were not able to match what Yabusele was able to do from above the break from that non-corner area, which is really, really impressive. We're going to go full screen for this one. But you also look at Yabusele, the fact that he made 43% of his open catch-and-shoot three-point attempts, shot 79% in transition, and averaged 3.1 assists to only 1.8 turnovers in per 40-minute numbers last season. Yabusele is a very, very, very good advanced stats player and a good standard stats player. Yabusele is what the Knicks needed in a lot of ways. He's going to help this team so much. I'm so excited to see him off the bench. And I also am excited to see about Jordan Clarkson as well. The reason I'm talking about Clarkson less is because I did do a bunch more on Jordan Clarkson than I have on Gershon Yabusele. But Clarkson as well. The Knicks averaged 15 points per game off their bench last year. Jordan Clarkson averaged 16 points per game off the bench. He's going to be a game changer for this Knicks team. He also is a combo guard. So yes, he's a good ball handler, something the Knicks desperately needed. But also, on top of that, what we're seeing is a guy who can play next to Jalen Brunson and take some pressure off of Brunson when he's on the court. And Brunson can play more off-ball, where his off-ball shooting numbers have been excellent throughout his career thus far. Now, also diving back in regards to Yabusele, Beer mentioned that when opponents closed out too hard on the burly big man, Yabusele often made them pay by attacking the paint and utilized his freakish combination of strength, length, he's a 7'2" wingspan, and bounce to finish at the rim, most notably when he dunked on LeBron in the Olympics. On the season, he converted 71.3% of his shots in the restricted area. Being able to snipe from distance and power through the paint is quite uncommon. In fact, Nikola Jokic was the only player in the league to shoot above 70% in the restricted area and above 39% from above the break three-point territory on at least 200-plus attempts from each zone. So Yabu is in great company right now. And per synergy, Yabusele also shot 79% in transition, as we know from the graphic I showed. The Knicks should aim to push the pace more often next season, a strategy that Mike Brown had excelled at in Sacramento, to get easy looks before defenses have a chance to set up. This will be far more feasible with an expanded rotation, which does make you think the Knicks built well with their bench unit around Mike Brown while also filling out needs that they needed. They got another forward off the bench who's very versatile, can play really well next to either Karl-Anthony Towns or Mitchell Robinson. He can also play center if you want to start Towns and Robinson together next season. So the Knicks have a lot more versatility than they had last season in both spots, in both guards and forwards. The Knicks need another forward. They need another guard. Specifically a combo guard or a pure point guard who's a bit taller because of the fact that Deuce McBride's a bit undersized as a two guard. But everything that we're seeing right here is absolutely excellent at what the Knicks needed to do. And they've built out now a very, very, very enticing bench, and they're not done yet. Right now with the Knicks, we're going to say Mitchell Robinson's the starting five. We're in the starting five. We're going to use the starting five from when the playoffs ended last year. What we're looking at is that starting five, so Brunson, Mikal, OG, Cat, Mitch, and then you see Jordan Clarkson, Deuce McBride, Gershon Yabusele, Josh Hart off the bench. You also can then use Ariel Huckporty as well if you want to. You can use Pacome Daddier if you want to. You can use free agent to be named later if you want to. You can use Mohamed Diawara if you want to, but he's more of a project pick that I think won't really get as many minutes. But you could use Kevin McCullough Jr. if you want to. You have a bunch of options with young talent who you could throw in for that 9th and 10th man spots, really that 10th man spot. So you'll get to see some on-court production from rookies as well. This is going to be exciting for the Knicks, and they're going to use their bench more because Tibbs is not coaching the team, and Mike Brown does use a deep bench. So it's going to be interesting to see this all go down. I'm so excited, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about the Knicks offseason this far. What would you give a grade right now? Give me a grade, A+ to F. What do you think that they are? What would you grade the Knicks thus far on their offseason with a few moves left to be made? Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Knicks.